We are still here at Steinemann DPE in St. Gallen in Switzerland, and what we're going to do now is something that I look very much forward to. I'm going to talk to Patrik, where we walk through the MaxLiner 3D, talking a little about the nifty details, why this is also a technical wonder to look at. So, Patrik, we are here at the feeding section of the MaxLiner 3D. What do we have here?
So we focus on performance. That's why we chose an industrial suction head for the feeder. Sometimes from KBA, sometimes from Heidelberg.
Okay, so is it customer that decide, or can you decide depending on the configuration of the machine?
Yeah,
or?
It's more on the B1 is the KBA, and on the B2 is the Heidelberg suction feeder. So it's a proven system. It would work until 20,000 sheets per hour. We don't need, but it's very reliable.
And when you, maybe it's a stupid question, but when you pick like having a feeder like this, is it just like mounting it, or do you need to do a lot of like software and adjustment to the solution? And what is this?
So we just mounted assembling on our frame, on our feeder frame, and we don't have to do any adjustments because everything is fully prepared inside. We do all the drive system, the timings and everything, but the suction head itself, it comes like it is. And then you have like, so basically now in this example it was a König & Bauer. Does that mean that, let's say that you is a customer that buys the Steinemann and you have a König & Bauer, then the operator will easily understand how this works? Yes.
Is that also one of the reasons why you chose to work with Heidelberg and König & Bauer, because it makes it easier for the operators? Or?
Yeah, this is one of the main reasons,
Okay. And this frame you build yourself, and then you have some control things here, of course, right?
So we have control things for the things you need here at the feeder. You can do all the settings you need here. When you change the pile.
When I can't help thinking about, because when you have a machine like this, of course there's a lot of hardware involved in it, but I guess there's also a lot of software, right?
Yes. In the meantime, it's a lot of software.
Yeah. Is that in the machine, or is it computers that is attached to the machine in different places, or?
It's in the machine, in the cabinet.
Okay, so the things that supply the air and electricity, they also have the computers and all the things that you need. Okay, great. And then we have let's say the feeder section. What are we having here?
This is a side alignment to make a pre-alignment of the sheets.
Okay, so that is like a physical adjustment that makes sure that the sheet goes into the machine. And I guess the red one that is blinking is a camera, right?
No, this is a double sheet sensor.
Double sheet sensor. Yeah. Okay, so that ensures that you don't have like double sheets.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Then the sheet goes into the Corona system.
Yeah.
For the pre-treatment.
Yeah. And you practically always need that when you work with, let's say, digital kind of finishing, right?
It's depending on the substrate. Yeah.
Okay, so it depends on substrate. So is it always on, or is it something that the operator turns on and off depending on what they need? Okay.
They're turning on and off depending what they need. But on laminated substrates, you need it almost all the time. Okay,
so that means that you can have like fresh substrates, so to speak, and then you can also use laminated substrate for the foils. Okay, metallization. We have to be correct. Yeah. Okay.
And also, if you have digital printed substrates, you need it always.
Because otherwise, it could influence the
surface tension.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah. Okay. And then we have what here?
We have a cleaning system.
Okay. And cleaning says itself, but what does it clean? Is it the sheets before it goes in?
Spray powder.
Okay.
It takes the spray powder away.
So if let's say an offset machine has spray power, it takes that off before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And here it enters from the, let's say, and goes into the vacuum.
Exactly. It's all vacuum driven, and here goes on the main belt, which goes underneath the printhead. Okay.
So Patrik, what is it that you have here?
This is the register camera, which measures the sheet or the image exactly on the belt. In position and rotation.
And then we have now full access to what kind of printheads do you use in this machine?
We're using Ricoh printheads.
Yeah. So quite a few of them, right?
Yeah. So we have 20 printheads per line. We have 2 lines in it. They are now in parking position.
And was that in our previous conversation we spoke about that you could have like one for adhesive and one for varnish? Is that like where you said that one line of the 20 is for each, or you can use both for varnish if you wanted to have faster varnish?
Exactly. We have a varnish exchange system. So we have 2 print lines. You can have adhesive and varnish in it. Then you can do both in one run, metallization and varnish. Or you can put 2 times varnish or 2 times adhesive in it, and then you have double speed.
When you change from adhesive to varnish, do you have to like do some cleanup or anything, or does that machine do that automatically?
Yeah, it's fully automatic.
Fully automatic. So you're nothing you have to think of. You basically just click what you want.
Exactly.
And what about, I mean, because if you look at the varnish today, a lot of people want to have gloss varnish and matte varnish. Is that something that the machine can do, or?
Yeah, it's always the gloss varnish, but if you do like gray scales in the pre-press, and you get an open structure of your image where these little dots doesn't merge together, then you get a matte effect.
One of the things I really like about the application that you've shown here is that it looks like you have very sharp edges and very fine details. How do you achieve that? Because I mean, the one thing is of course the print heads, but I guess that there's also some controlling of it, right?
Yeah. So we're using 600 DPI print heads, which is one major result of this. And we're also using grayscales to get the really fine details out. Very nice.
So
edges.
basically, you can basically have like, can you have like a drop that is basically curved, or how does that work? Or
yeah, we just can have less drop size on the edges.
okay.
For
So
example,
when you have like an image, you can basically make sure that instead of having like 100% all the time, you can basically say that it goes 100 where you want the most, and then it has a little less in the edges.
For example.
Will that look sharper, or why would you use that kind of technology? Or
in big areas it doesn't matter, but when you just print on very fine elements, then it looks sharper because it's less pressure on the edge. Yeah.
Okay.
And also we can do different layers when you prepare the pre-press. We can do like 30 microns, 20, 10 in the same run.
Fantastic. Okay, so that is a green module, right? Yeah. And then you have this big box.
Yeah, this big box, we have pinning, we have the cleaning unit.
And for people that don't understand what pinning is, that is basically that you don't cure the adhesive or the varnish 100%, but you give it a little kind of a surface, right?
Yes, so you just pre-cure it. It's like gelling of the ink.
Yeah, and that is basically to make sure that it doesn't, so you control the position of it,
Yeah,
right?
it's a low energy lamp.
Okay, yeah. And then we have, what's that?
We have an option for IR lamps. If you just print very thin layers, like 4, 5, 6 microns, then you can increase the gloss level a lot with this.
So what you say is an IR dryer, which is basically infrared and is heat. Basically, when you use that as part of the before it's cured, basically you get a more glossy surface.
Correct. Yeah.
So this is the super gloss unit, right? And then this is camera side. This time I'm right,
Yeah,
right?
this is just a lab.
Okay, this is just for lab. So you
Just
cannot
for lab,
so you cannot even buy it.
No.
Damn it. Okay, and then we have the UVs, and you're using IST in this configuration. Do you also offer different solutions, or is it always IST you use?
We have IST with UV ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it works. And it just works.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. That is how it should be, right? Okay, and then we come into what we spoke about before as well, is the metallization part, or the foiling unit, right? And this is where you could have up to 7 different rolls, or you can have the big one as you have right now, right?
Exactly. You can have 2 or 1. Then we have a very powerful indexing system. You can save foil in between the sheets, and also in between the sheets and inside of the sheet. So if we have a gap which is more than 50 millimeters, you can save this 50 millimeters or 90% of this 50 millimeters.
So basically by like returning, going backwards, or how does, I mean, so the indexing is basically make sure that you have some kind of buffer that makes sure that you can basically, okay.
And we pull back the foil.
Yeah, and basically that means that when you have a very fast machine, it basically means there's a lot of saving in the metallization part over a long print run, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Is it primarily the cost that the reason why you do this, or is there any other reasons for doing it, or?
It's the cost for the customer,
yeah,
but also an environmental question.
Okay. What is this Hereus?
Has also an IR unit which does the preheating or reactivation of the adhesive.
Okay, so first you do everything you can do to make it dry, and then you warm it up again.
Exactly.
I don't get it. Okay, but I don't have to, as long as it works, right? And then, of course, normally you would have a nice cover here.
Yes.
But since we're in R&D, I guess that you are working on improving the machines all the time, right?
Yeah, and particularly this machine, we're just finishing we're preparing for the drupa. So we do the last modification on the machine, and then we are ready for drupa.
So then drupa can just come, right?
Yes,
yeah, okay.
right.
And is everything that you when you sell, is that always built to order?
Not always, but mostly.
Mostly, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
it's great. And then you have is that where you can take out like single sheets before you have the control station, or is it more
we can take single sheets out and
come here?
they come out here.
Oh, yeah.
Or you take single sheets out at the stacker.
Yeah. And I think it's nice because you have the screen. Is that okay? So you have two screens. You have like, what are you using? This one is just for controlling the machine.
Yeah, this is more a status screen. It's not on right now, but this is the operator screen.
And I mean, there's a lot of controls here, but is a lot of it like automated, or do you have to have a high level of knowledge in order to use it?
No, it's quite high up automated. We have some recipes which you can save. Yeah.
Okay, so it's easy if you have like a recurring job, you can easily recall it and use it.
You can go in each of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as we spoke about before, there's a lot of let's say software involved in making sure that a machine like this works, right? And then of course you have the control here, and you put some samples on.
Yes. Some different samples.
Yeah.
You can see here fine details. Yeah. Very fine details.
This looks really pretty. Yeah. And here you have like the one where you have both varnish and metallization in one go, right? Exactly. So yeah. I mean, you have like the 600 DPI you said on the print heads, but when you have things like this, it looks like really like fine. Is that what people are using it for? Is to make these kind of fine kind of graphics, or?
Yes, it's in the cosmetics. It's in.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. This is a nice. Is this also made on? No. Yeah, because you have some embossing here as well, right? Yeah. But this is a magazine that is really show off some of the advantages you have with this one, right? Yeah. Fantastic. And then we have the delivery. Yeah.
Just the stacker.
The stacker, yeah. And that is also a standard stacker, or?
This is made by Steinemann.
Okay, that's made by Steinemann. Okay. And now we have seen the entire machine. It's just about getting it out in the market to work, right?
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So, and if people have any questions, they of course should reach out. So you say that everything in sales is from Kurz, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So you focus on making the machines, and Kurz make sure that they sell them, right?
Yes, that's fine.
Super, great.
Thank you much.